Lately, some very old posts from Instagram have resurfaced, and Ria Ripley, as it turns out, has laughed and liked some very racist jokes from back in the day. Now, man, look, I've got some stuff to say. First of all, why is it that this is not getting the same sort of backlash that Hulk Hogan got? Hypocrisy at its fucking finest, as far as I'm concerned. And this is not gonna get the same sort of fucking backlash, man. You just know it's not going to get the same sort of backlash. You can make your assumptions about why that is, but of course, it's not going to get the same backlash because Hulk Hogan at the time was already kind of seen as one of the bad guys, if you know what I mean. He already had a lot of bad PR around him because of everything that happened at WCW, the Vince Russo controversy, all of that. There were more things. None of that is around Rhea Ripley at this time, right? People like Rhea Ripley, so they're just gonna look past it. I will clarify, I don't think that her career should be affected because of this, but I do think that she's a very weird person, and I'll explain myself. A few years ago, I'm not sure how many people remember, but there was an incident where Maxine Dupree got booed off the fucking building at some live event, and then all the women in the company at the time, including Rhea Ripley, jumped on Twitter or wherever the fuck, and they started criticizing the people who are criticizing Maxine Dupree for sucking at her job. Maxine Dupree, first of all, is not her real name, alright? So if somebody says, you suck Maxine, there is nothing personal there. It's her responsibility, quite frankly, to ensure that she doesn't take it personally because it's not personal. Instead of telling that to her, we had a bunch of people, including Rhea Ripley, come forward and say that you people need to shut the fuck up. She's learning on live fucking television. She's learning, and we need to just sit down and watch her learn. That establishes something, in my opinion, right? It establishes that she is a sensitive person. Now, there are two types of people, in my opinion: sensitive people and unsensitive people. If you're a sensitive person, you're very less likely to laugh at something that can be considered offensive, so you say, like a racist joke or something else of that nature. If you're an unsensitive person, you can laugh at anything you want, man. As long as you know that nobody intends any harm by this, you're happy to laugh, right? So there are two types of people. If you cannot stand the fact that somebody tells Maxine Dupree, a character, a wrestling character, that she sucks, and you think that this is too much and people need to fucking change how they behave in a wrestling show, that establishes that you are a sensitive person. Of course, it was years ago and all, but like, I don't know. What are the odds of somebody making such a big transition in 10 years or 12 years, whatever the fuck it was? Now, I don't know, man. Quite frankly, I don't care if she's a racist or not. I really don't give a fuck. But based on my instinct, it looks pretty fucking weird. Some of the posts that she liked, they were uploaded by her dad. So it also kind of seems like she adapted her beliefs and stuff based on where she was. So when she was with her family, she didn't mind laughing at that type of stuff. But now today, maybe she actually would mind laughing at this type of stuff because the environment that she's in right now is very different. She's hanging out with Io Sky now, right? She's feuding with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, whatever the fuck. So it's a very different environment. So she's not gonna laugh at that type of stuff now because she's surrounded by people who will be offended by that type of stuff. That's kind of what it looks like to me, right? So a lot of people stood up for Maxine Dupree, so she stood up as well. You know what I mean? Like, do you see where this is going? So that's kind of my assumption here. If I have to make a theory, this is it. She's just doing what people around her are doing. Back in the day, if we're saying racist stuff and laughing at racist stuff, whether there was actually any hatred involved or not, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Back in the day, it was this, and now it's something else. So that's all we are seeing here, man. But of course, this is not gonna get the same type of fucking backlash that Hulk Hogan got. That fucking legend in the wrestling business got booed out of the building in his final appearance. That's a fucking tragedy that nobody talks about, man. That guy has no business. I don't care if he said something racist, man. He wasn't talking about putting people in gas chambers, right? It was just, oh man, I just feel weird about my daughter dating this guy. That was all. And I'm not saying that's okay. I'm not justifying it. But it's not as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. It's like somebody stole a chocolate from some candy store and they got life sentence for it. That's kind of a parallel that I'm trying to draw here. Now, I will say again, I don't think a career should be jeopardized because of something so insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but the facts are the facts, man. People are hypocrites. They are not calling this out the way they called out Hulk Hogan, or even if it was some other guy, man. Like, I don't know. Even if, let's say, Triple H fucking says something that's weirdly obnoxious tomorrow, he will get a lot more scrutiny than Rhea Ripley. That's just kind of how it works, I think.